So we are coming up to the end of the book. So the next couple of days might be slightly shorter than they were in previous weeks. So what's just happened in our book is Joe has gone round to AJ's house to apologise, and they become best mates again. So as you can remember, if you remember, Joe tried to high five AJ, missed, and high fived him in the head instead. So it felt so good to have his best mate back. There was a ring at the door. "Joe, your mum is here," called AJ's mum from the hallway. Before Joe could answer, his mum rushed in. "I saw the jetpack and heard the crash, so I figured you must be in town. Do I take it you two are friends now?" Joe and AJ nodded. "Oh, thank goodness for that." "Mum, I saw you in that factory. When did you start working there?" Joe asked. "Oh, a few days ago now. I needed a job, and it's not as bad as all that." "Oh, Mum, I'm sorry. You belong in the park. I've really messed up, but I'm sure I can fix it. You'll help me, won't you, AJ?" AJ nodded eagerly. "Wait a sec," said Joe, glancing at his watch. "Why aren't you in school?" "I got expelled." "What?" Mr. Brooks is well into this anti-silliness thing. No one is allowed to joke or smile anymore. Although, since the Anti-Silliness League started up, he's never looked happier, AJ sighed. "I hate to admit it, Joe, but I'm bored." "Right, I think it's time we did something about Violetta and her Anti-Silliness League. But first, we need to get back to Downing Street." While they were getting ready to leave, Jenkins' phone beeped with a message. "Ooh," said Jenkins, reading the screen. "It seems that Violetta is organising a vote of no confidence in you, sir. She's making a play for the leadership." "She can't do that! I can explain to the people that I had a crisis of confidence. But I'm okay now. People who love fun and people who hate it can live in harmony. We can find a way." "I'm afraid she's already done it, sir. May I be frank?" "Only if I can be Kevin," AJ laughed. "Sorry, too soon. But man, it feels good to be back in the game." "Sir," Jenkins persevered, ignoring AJ, "it pains me to say this, but I'm afraid there may be no way to beat her. Violetta's a shrewd political player, and she's been one step ahead of us from the beginning. I've seen her type before. She's obsessed with power, and there's nothing she won't do to get her grubby hands on it. The park thing has given her a chance to get her claws in." "But everyone hates her," Joe exclaimed. "Why would they want her to be Prime Minister?" "A lot of people are scared of her, and ultimately will do as she tells them. Sir, if we'd had more time, perhaps we could have done something. But her Anti-Silliness League has grown too powerful." "What do you think I should do, Jenkins?" "Sir, Joe, I think it's time for you to consider your position. I think you should tell her you're resigning and you're going to make her the next Prime Minister." Joe looked at Jenkins, his mum, and AJ. The most important people in his life, and the ones he had sworn not to let down. He had just decided to make things right, and now he might never have the chance. Joe gulped. "Jenkins, you've been the best advisor a Prime Minister could ever have, and I trust you 100%. Can you set up a meeting with Violetta first thing tomorrow?" "I think that's wise, Prime Minister." "I'll let her know right away. And AJ, I was wondering if you had your mobile computer and your wireless telephone here." "My laptop and phone, you mean?" "Yes. Why?" I wonder if we may spend some time working on Joe's speech. Perhaps you could help." Jenkins leaned in and whispered something to AJ and Joe. Joe and AJ looked at each other and then nodded to Jenkins. "Okay." Let's work on it together, Joe said, with steely determination. Chapter 18. It ain't over till it's over. The next morning, Joe slid down the fireman's pole, letting out the traditional squeal as he went. He was in a good mood, a really good mood for someone who was about to lose their job. Who's for a game of tag team kerplunk? Joe called out to no one in particular. Sir? Jenkins poked his head round the door of the cabinet room. What about Violetta? Oh, I don't want to play kerplunk with her, Joe cringed. No, Prime Minister, Violetta's waiting, Jenkins said, tapping his watch. Oh yes, of course, you're right. Matters of national importance first, kerplunk later. Joe walked down the hall to meet Violetta. AJ caught Joe up on the way and fell into step by his side. Violetta was waiting next to the front door, with an evil look in her eye. Oh no, you're even more annoying than Perkins, Violetta sneered at AJ. Why are you here? Just wanted to see it with my own eyes, AJ smiled calmly, staring at Violetta. If you'd like to come this way, Violetta, Joe said, gesturing for her to follow him into the cabinet room. Violetta took one look at the fireman's pole and jelly-eating facilities and shuddered. Ghastly. It'll all have to go. She turned to Joe and got a pen out of her jacket pocket. I hope you're not going to embarrass yourself by dragging this out. Just sign the papers and go home. Jenkins, will you take AJ to wait in the other room, please? Joe asked. Of course, sir. If you need me, just call. You have your phone on you, don't you? Joe tapped his pocket. Yep. Joe led the way into the cabinet room, put his phone on the side and loosened his tie. Since when did you start wearing ties? Violetta asked. Oh, I don't really. It just goes with the suit. That's your problem, Perkins. It's all just dressing up to you, isn't it? It's all about pretending and having fun. What's wrong with fun? Fun is pathetic and weak. Who needs fun when you can make money? Violetta smirked. But what really gets to me the most, what really makes me sick, is the fact you're just a kid. Kids disgust me. Grotty little turnips with their sticky hands and runny noses. I hate their horrid faces, their stupid laughs. When I'm in charge, we'll see if they like laughing, and 18 hours of school every day. But you can't! I can do what I like! Violetta shouted triumphantly. Joe stood back while she stared, pacing the floor. And that's just the start. When the Anti-Silliness League comes to power, you can wave goodbye to playtimes, drawing, singing, books with happy endings, all gone. 18 hours of lessons a day. And into the workplace, age 12. Every park in the land will be concreted over. Trees too, and beaches. Okay, we're going to stop there for today. I hope everyone has a lovely evening, and I'll see all you guys later. Bye.